I call the Township of Aleppo Commissioners meeting on June 16th, 2025 to order at 7 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
President Jones.
Present.
Vice President Williams.
Present.
Commissioner Dara.
Present.
Commissioner Haluka. Here. Solicitor Jewett.
Present.
Manager Patterson. Here.
Do I hear a motion to approve the May 19th legislative meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Do I hear a motion to approve the May 29th special meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Police report.
Good evening. So for the month of May, we had 62 calls, 26 of which would be advisements for medical or calls to either Masonic or somewhere else. We also went to a 911 hang-up, 3 different animal complaints, 2 burglar alarms in either a residence or a business, a couple domestic disturbances. We issued 7 citations and 2 warnings for the month, went to 2 different welfare checks, and had 2 solicitor complaints. The solicitors have been running amok through everybody's areas as they usually do this time of the year. So any residents have those at their doors, please make sure you call us so we can come up and we'll let you know.
I thought you meant people like Anna were running.
No,
through
yeah,
our
she's
neighborhoods.
the, well,
I was like, our solicitors are running amok.
That's
We
what I
get
heard.
feisty in the
That's
summer.
what I heard
yeah,
too. What?
well, not our solicitor, other ones. I mean,
Okay. It's like,
So-
man, those attorneys are
yeah,
crazy.
hey, you never know, it's fair enough.
Absolved.
Thank you.
So, yeah, they're going around, they're different places, we talked to all of them, they all know what they're doing. They go until they get caught, and then we yell at them. We've been just citing them, even though sometimes it's a waste of our time because they leave the area and they never pay them. But we've just started citing everybody we can to just put paper on them, so if they do come back to Pennsylvania, they would have a warrant for their arrest, and, you know, if we tell them that, so. But, like I said, let us know if you see them, so we can definitely go up and have a talk with them. Other than that, we are all good.
Mainly irritation, no danger.
Yeah, it's all, yeah, some of them don't take no for an answer, some get a little strange, and they keep coming back, even though they've been told no. Once we talk to them, they don't usually come back. Unfortunately for us, we usually tell them in one town, and then they go to another one of our towns.
And Ohio Township covers the next
And then the next week, so I had one in Ohio Township, but I listed every single one of them off where they weren't allowed to go to, because I said, we patrol these areas. And then they sent a couple other guys to another one. And I even said to the guys, I said, do you know who that is? They said, you know that guy? Because his name I couldn't really pronounce very well. And he goes, oh, yeah, we know him. I said, well, he was supposed to tell all you guys you're not in these towns. He goes, oh, really? I said, so that just shows you, they just don't care about you. So, but yeah, they just go from different place to different place. And we have just different ones. We either have people coming in and want to see who your energy provider is. I think Green X is running around right now. We had Active before. I can't remember who else, but they're just all going crazy. So you just see them going down the street on their little scooter things. Kind of know that they got this like little, I forget they're called, these little wheelie things that'll stand. Segways, yeah. So you see them under segways, riding down the road, you know, like a nice little polo shirt on. Usually a solicitor, so you can give us a call and say you see them in the area, and we can go up and let you know. Because some are legit. We did have some roofing companies and like that actually got permits and are legitimately around to be around, but the other ones are not. But yes, not usually too much of a danger. They just more irritation. So.
Any questions?
Should we post any no soliciting signs?
So you can do that generally if a resident posts a no soliciting sign that helps the police enforce against it. I'd say even better is a no trespass sign. They do need some sort of notice that they can't be on the property or shouldn't be soliciting. we do have a permit process, which is what they're referring to. So they should be coming in, paying a fee, getting a permit that is,
However,
you
I
know.
don't know that you can do that in an HOA because you're not trespassing on your own property.
That is very possible. Yeah, if it is on common property, it most likely is not gonna be allowed. But if
You
it's on
can't post it,
private,
trust me.
private property, that would be available. So residents, that's generally a
Well,
good idea.
The patch of property from the road, from the curb to the front door is private property. Well, not in the manor.
Right, not in there, I don't think it is in there either.
No, we only own 1 foot around our
Yeah, it's
perimeter.
common.
That would be something your HOA might be able to
Yeah, your yard
handle.
is common, I guarantee it.
And the township, through the police, maintains a do not knock list, but that's only for people who come get a permit. So if you're soliciting without a permit, you're not looking at that list. If you do get a permit, they provide the list saying these are the houses that said don't come to us. But-
Yeah, we usually suggest to people if they wanna put signs up, no trespassing at the minimum, but no trespassing and no soliciting are always good in tandem with each other. Because we have the people who say that they're not actually soliciting, so they come to the house. Whenever you say no trespassing, so for example, like Jehovah's Witnesses, they don't fall under, because it's religious organizations, they don't fall under a permitting process, so they don't even have the common courtesy to come get a do not knock listing to come to our door. So since they're not soliciting, a no trespassing sign would technically fall in their interest, because then we could cite them because they are trespassing and maybe told not to.
Castle doctrine enforced.
No comment.
We'll go into
Just
that.
kidding. Yeah,
Any other-
no, that's the best way to do it.
Any other questions? Standard question, anything we can do for you?
I think we're good right now. Just continue to be as supportive as you guys always are to us. We appreciate it. The officers are out, just keep letting us know if there's things going on that we need to take care of in a timely manner, so we can get on it. Gwen usually gets a hold of us immediately and tells us stuff going on, but if there's, I always say it to the residents, it's the residents that always send emails like, a week later. We don't call us when it's happening, please. So, yeah, please let us know.
Thank you, Adam.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If there's nothing else, I'll see you guys around.
Be safe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Emergency management,
Managed and no emergency.
Public Works,
You have in your packet the report for the past month. Doing a lot of yard stuff and tree stuff, type things, background signs, that's a project they're working on. They've freshened up the township yard, planted grass, changed some shrubbery, things like that. With rain, they've had a bunch of trees down, so they've had to cut up trees around the township, and then doing some maintenance on the trucks, and just that kind of stuff. So I have something else under Public Works, if I could, other than the report, and that is just to let everyone know that the Rhodes Avenue project, the emergency slide repair, is slated to start this coming Monday. So we got, I spoke to the lead contractor today, got confirmation of it. They are going to need to close the section of the road where they're working during daylight hours. So people who live past the section where the slide is are gonna have to get and move their cars out in front of the construction zone by 8 o'clock every morning. We're gonna be hand delivering a letter to all the residents. There are 6 houses, but 5 occupied houses that are directly affected by the people that need to move their cars. I'll be calling them individually to let them know about this process. It should take about 3 weeks. And the current plan is to have the road closed during the day for the work hours, and then the cars are able to go back home in the evening and then move them out in the mornings. This has happened to those people in the back half of the road where the road has just been shifty for all these years, multiple times, so they're kind of used to the drill, but we're still giving the notice. We're gonna be working with Waste Management and the post office to try to help figure out how the trash and mail is gonna be handled also, so.
have there been any significant changes with the pre-construction review?
No, it's still the schedule, the project that the board approved is still the planned project.
Good. Any other questions? Communications.
We received one complaint, Sergeant Beck already addressed it, it was about solicitation without a permit on some of the township roads. So we got that on, I passed this communication on to the police when we received it, and they went out and individually tried to check on this situation, so it's already been addressed.
I wondered, would it make any sense to have the police notify us of registered solicitors and put it on our webpage? like the following have received permits?
It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt. I mean, they usually let us know when someone gets a permit and we don't have a lot of permits because we get a check from the thing with a notice saying this is the person who's permit, and we just haven't gotten a lot.
No.
But, I mean, it doesn't hurt for them to just send it to us before they send the money, just letting us know.
Some places do maintain a list on their website or something like that, so that if residents are concerned, they know where to double check and see this is a
Right.
legitimate one or this is not. And
That's
then they
a good
can be
idea.
targeted when to call the police.
And it might be on Ohio Township's website.
It might be.
And I haven't looked at theirs, so it could be that it's on theirs because that's where they get it, but I can find out.
Well, yeah, unless it's complicated, let's put it on ours.
Yep.
Planning and zoning.
I don't think,
No, I have my only quick note, I was gonna do this during solicitor's report, but, we have kept track of a few small cleanup items in your subdivision and land development ordinance and zoning ordinance. HRG has a little bit of a list, Gwen has a list, I have a little bit of a list. So we saw another small inconsistency that'll need to be changed, so my suggestion is gonna be over the next couple months that we could work on compiling a number of those changes and handle kind of a
Fill in
cleanup
one.
amendment towards the end of the year. Just because I think it's gone to, once I hit 3 or so, I start thinking it's time to pull the trigger and do some of that work. So nothing is urgent, nothing has to be done right this moment, but I think there's enough on the list of items that just need cleanup to warrant getting started on that.
Have you met the new member of the planning and zoning committee?
I have not yet. I don't think we've had a
had a
meeting
meeting,
since,
no.
no.
he was traveling when he was appointed and we discussed that he was traveling.
I did saw some emails from him. I understand he's an attorney and
Good,
will be a good appointment.
good. Anything else?
Certainly need another road supervisor.
Tax collector, treasurer?
You have Clay's report in your packet. It includes the month of April because he was out on leave during April, so you didn't get an April report, but you have the April column and the May column on this report. So if you are bored and want to look back and look at April's numbers too, they're there if you are interested on the total tallies. The comparison charts are there. The bulk of the real estate taxes have come in. They come in March, April, and May. So we have gotten the large percentage of our real estate taxes, which, fuel us for the rest of the year. So a lot of that is in, which is why you'll see heavy collections during these months and then smaller collections throughout the rest of the year.
Well, we'll save any questions for the next meeting. Finance.
I have a motion to approve the May bill list in the amount of $176,246.93 and to ratify the May prepaid bills in the amount of $47,982.13 and to ratify May payroll transfers in the amount of $20,367.04.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Aleppo Township Authority.
No report.
Question, Gwen, has the pump station repair started?
It has not. And I asked about it today, just asked, and they said that
Just
one of
started.
the electrical was
Just started.
pushed back to perhaps this week or something. They've done some of the pipe stuff underneath the road.
Okay. Dan said it just started.
Yeah.
Good. Quaker Valley Ambulance Authority,
No report.
Quaker Valley COG.
No report except the issue about the bus service, which is going to become non-existent, I guess.
Yeah, that's, we can do that if you want. The Pittsburgh Regional Transit proposed cuts, you guys talked about it last month. And the COG had compiled a bunch of information for everyone to learn about what the cuts may be and provided a sample letter. So we have a sample letter here in the packet that if the commissioners are interested in sending this letter of support saying don't cut the bus routes, don't cut, make a 62% cut to access, which is the, I guess it's the disabled and elderly access,
Yeah.
ride program. that would greatly affect, I think, our residents. So you have this sample letter in here. I believe that the public comment period closes at the end of the week, so if you're interested in sending this letter of support, which very similarly models the one you saw from the COG, here it is.
Question,
Yes.
just with the access, it just went through my head, that's gonna be a big deal for Masonic. Do you know if Masonic is doing something with that, and can we maybe jump on it just as a us two kind of thing?
Meaning writing a letter saying don't cut it, or?
Yeah, I'm sure that the access is a big deal for Masonic,
Right.
it's in our township.
Right.
And maybe we ought to, in some ways, support that with them specifically.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't talked to anybody over there, I don't know if that cut, how, the public comment period is getting ready to close, so these are the proposed cuts to bring everybody to the table, we're not sure where they're gonna land, but the letter that we have here kind of focuses on, Aleppo is home to Masonic Village at Sewickley, a continuing care retirement community, many residents there rely on access services, to emphasize that we have a place that would really be affected by that.
There's no obligation to us in the letter.
No, it is just saying, we're concerned about these cuts, and we urge you to engage directly with leaders and reconsider the proposed service cuts. You're not obligating the township to anything.
Do we need a motion to send it?
That would probably be appropriate since we're taking a position on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, so let's go ahead and add that.
I'd like to make a motion that we send the letter to, who are we sending it to?
We're sending it to Catherine Kellerman of Pittsburgh Regional Transit.
To Pittsburgh Regional Transit in support of negating the proposed cuts for bus and access service to the area.
Yes.
It's basically Route 14.
Yeah, the access cuts are the ones that are really concerned.
Any other discussion? Was there a second?
Second.
Dan?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Solicitor Jewett.
I already gave my one item, but I will note, just for purposes of compliance with the Sunshine Act, that you did have an executive session at your special meeting on May 29th to discuss pending litigation. So just a note for the minutes on that. That's the end of my report.
Any questions for the solicitor?
I am not walking around harassing your residents, to clarify.
We've heard about people like you.
Yes.
We've already dealt with the Pittsburgh Regional Transit. New business.
You receive this every year, a request for support for the Leetsdale 4th of July committee. They ask for a donation, and then they offer, if you want to participate in the parade, just for historical reference, you have not made a donation the last several years when this request is.
I think it's our policy not to. Citizen participation.
Hello? Hello?
No one.
No communications other than the one complaint.
That's it.
Any other business? We're adjourned.